Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to episode 7 of my Kerbal Space Program career mode guide. How are you all doing? Hope you're all doing really well. What I want to introduce to you today is our rocket that'll take us out into the atmosphere and beyond. Da, 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 da. There he is. Alright, let's just talk you through it. So, also, actually I've got to mention this. This is the Kerbal Engineer Redux. I'll post a link to that in my description. That's actually a really useful tool, and you can see it here in the build menu. It's part of the Kerbal engineering system. So if you put one of these on your rocket, it'll tell you how far your rocket can fly, and its delta V capability, its thrust to weight ratio, its thrust at any given stage of your ship, the mass, cost, ISP and everything like this, and how long it'll burn for. It's a really useful tool for eventually for figuring out how you get into orbits around other planets and how you get to the other planets in the solar system. So without further ado, here's our cockpit. We've got our Science Junior here. We've got some liquid fuel tanks, a little LVT-45 swivel liquid fuel engine, some mystery goo, some side parachutes. We've got the little RT5 flea solid fuel boosters and another big solid fuel booster. I've set up all the stages correctly, and without further ado, let's show you what this bad boy can do. Now this, like I said, this can get into the atmosphere and get us some really valuable science points. Don't forget, before you take off, turn on your SAS by pressing T. Alright, let's just lower the throttle on our engine, and away we go. So, remember guys, the aim of the game is literally to get into the atmosphere. We're not aiming for an orbit here or anything like that. You have to be quite quick on that stage. The little flea solid fuel engines burn really quickly. And we haven't got any contracts just yet. I don't know why. I just decided to just show you this rocket without the contracts. It's nothing to worry about. But the good thing is, we should, with a little bit of persuasion by controlling WASD and the direction of the flight, we should be able to get into the atmosphere and, like I said, get loads of science points. So now keep your thrust quite low so you can manage the direction, because it's getting a bit twitchy. But the higher up you get, the less effect gravity will have on your rocket. Now if I just press if I just right click on the observe mystery goo, you can see we've already researched that at this height, so you're not really going to get anything valuable from that. Now if you think you can increase the thrust, just turn it up a little bit. That's all you've got to do, and hopefully still maintain control of the rocket. Now this should, awesome thing about like I said, this should get us out into the upper atmosphere quite high. I would say over 100,000 kilometers up. And the good thing about this flight engineer tool is it will tell you your potential apoapsis height if you continue at this rate of burning of your fuel. So you can see here on the right hand side that we're going to get 65,000 meters and beyond. So what I'm going to do is cut the fuel. You can see we've already got to orbit. You can click on this thing, see how fast you're traveling across the surface. Now our apoapsis height is maintaining its height quite steadily, 76,000 meters roughly. So what we're going to do is speed up the engine until we get to the peak of it, and then I'm going to try and do like a little burn so we get further round and sort of aim for an orbit. We haven't got enough liquid fuel on this rocket, but we're going to aim for it, and also we'll achieve some things by going further around the planet of Kerbin. So now we're at this height. Let's right click the observe mystery goo. And you can see we get 10 science for that now. The goo seems to have clumped into a sphere. It also appears to have become brittle. Keep that data. Let's do a little crew report. No, we're not getting anything from that. What about a observe materials bay? Wow, we're getting a whopping 25 science there. The microgravity has greatly affected the growth of crystalline structures. Loose objects are also flying around the bay in a very messy but fascinating way. Alright, cool. So let's keep that. Alright, so now I'm going to tilt my rocket to the side. WASD again, guys, and give it some thrust, and we'll start propelling across the surface of Kerbin. Now look at that, that's the money shot right there, just looking out above Kerbin. Now remember, these Kerbins don't really know anything about space, so this is going to places we've never been before. You gotta love these Kerbins. Alright, I'm just gonna tilt it fully sideways now. And when we land, hopefully we can use this other mystery goo to take some sample of the water and get some science points from that. So let's just continue our burn. Let's take a look at how far across the ocean we're getting. There we go, you can see. I think we've run out of fuel now. Very nearly. I don't think we're going to get much further. And that's pretty cool. So if we had more fuel, essentially this white line, the orbital path, would go all the way around Kerbin. Which we'll get there eventually. We just haven't got enough parts and science and everything yet. Maybe we have. I could build a jumbo rocket, but it might be too heavy and whatever. So let's begin our descent to the ocean. Jebediah's looking well happy. Look at his face down there. He's like, yeah, bring on the ocean. I ain't afraid of no ocean. Achieve speeds exceeding 2,500 meters per second. I don't think we're going to achieve that. Let's do a little right click on one of our observed mystery goos as we go through this. No, we're not getting anything. But we are plummeting rather rapidly. We're going to have to turn down the speed of the physics engine. Ooh, we're getting close. When should we open the parachutes? Now, Captain. Yes. We do not want to fall apart. Yes, there we go. Now we should land safely in the water. Hopefully our rocket doesn't fall apart or anything. If it does, then we're going to lose our science points, but we could have chose to land on the ground. So again, the theory is still the same. Please do not fall apart. Just plummet into the water. No! We have become decoupled. I think that means we lose our science points. But like I said, guys, the principle is still the same. Let's do a little EVA. EVA report. No, he's got nothing to say. It is a bit precarious, but you're alive, mate. Don't worry about it. Don't worry, little Kerbin. Now, we can't even control those anymore. So there's something wrong with our connection. Never mind. Let's press escape. Go to the Space Center and see what science points we have got. I'm pretty sure we're going to get very little. But like I say, just change your trajectory to land safely somewhere and you will get loads of science points. So let's go ahead. Click on this. Recover. And we get 2.2 science. Whoop, whoop. That's only because our rocket fell apart, you know, but nothing to worry about. So let's go and take a look at our science research laboratory. So if we had recovered all of it, we would have had, what was it, something like 25 science, so we would have had easily 45 science. We could have unlocked these next, anything from the next thing, really, which is pretty damn good. So, guys, hopefully that's taught you how to escape the atmosphere with a nice little rocket. Join me on the next episode, where we will aim for getting into an orbit if we can. Alright, guys, take care. My name's Redneck Einstein. Also, please share the video and like and comment and everything like that. I need your support, guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.